There are three topics that we will cover in this session: the shortcut to creating a new pledge, importing a list of pledges, and closing pledges as a group. There are other pledge-related topics that all relate to credit card and EFT activity, and those will be covered in other training videos. In the pledge setup field, we walked through in the last video the process of setting up a pledge by going to a name record and then to their pledge page was helpful for us in terms of how we think about pledges. The pledge belongs to the donor, but there is a shortcut to creating pledges. Click the plus sign at the top of the page and then New Pledge. This page is exactly like the one you would find in the name record. It has all of the same fields, with one exception. There is a donor field at the top. The name record must already exist in your data, but now you can select that record here by clicking the search icon. Fill in the pledge fields below just as you would a normal pledge record. Click Save, and the pledge will now exist in the name record page. The second topic for this session is Pledge Import. This feature allows you to import a list of pledges to existing name records from an Excel spreadsheet. Let's go to the Gifts Pledges link, then Pledge Import. There's a link here that will give you a sample spreadsheet. However, it's pretty simple. Your spreadsheet needs three columns: account, frequency, and amount. There are only two options for frequency: M for monthly and O for one time. Once you've set up your spreadsheet and entered the data, you're ready to import. In the first field, you will select the spreadsheet by clicking the little link here and then browse to your spreadsheet. Next, you'll enter an appeal and fund code, and you can use the search icon to the right to select the ones you want. Next, fill in the description, and finally enter the pledge start date and then the duration. During the import, Denari will assign the appeal, fund, description, start date, and duration to each pledge imported. Click the Import New Pledges button at the top of the page, and that will run the process. Once that is complete, you'll be able to see the new pledge record in the pledge section for each donor. This does not, however, allow you to import credit card or EFT pledges. Now, let's look at closing pledges. At times, it may be necessary to close several pledges that meet certain criteria. For example, you may want to just close pledges that have not made a payment in the last year. Or if you're using stop dates, you may need to close all the pledges that will stop this month, or pledges that have been paid in full, etc. Whatever the reason for closing the pledge, you will begin by creating a pledge segment to identify the group of pledges to be closed. For more information on Pledge Segmenter, check out the videos on that topic. Now we can click the gear icon and then Close Pledges. Select the pledge segment that you've already created to identify those pledges that you want to close, and Denari will display the number of pledges identified by the segment. Running the close pledges process cannot be reversed, so this number will give you something of a double check to be sure you're closing those pledges that you really want to close. If you're expecting 50 pledges to be closed but the segment count field shows 1,000, then you may want to go back and check your pledge segment before running the process. Once you're sure that the pledge segment is accurate, click the Close Pledges button in the right sidebar. Again, I can't emphasize enough, this cannot be reversed, so be sure it's what you really want to do. This completes this session. If you have any questions, please contact tech support through the support button at the top of the Denari page.